canes over here. We got some canes over here. There go some canes over
Relax
here.
and take notes while I step in, ain't no question. I've been reppin', see my squad ballin', that's a blessing. I'm texting with my homies from that West End Zone crew. Say they taking shots, told me roll through. I told you about that orange and green. We click tight, big bites, we destroy your team. Make the world view our games like a horror scene. Stuff opponents in a can like Goya beans. I mean, representing for the team, let us hit it up. You can't get connected with us, check your signal. Infamous with that swag, it's original. OG. The copycats could copy that, but we gon' get some more. No gate, no Seminole. We let it stay, but in this state we is the general. Coral Gables around the world, we don't have a limit. We read that you from the streets to the academics. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here.
Ooh, we do please is a hurricane. You ain't got that work, you can't serve the canes. I know you been watching, we been hurting things. Where that crown at, homie, we them dirty canes. We gon' get that title, what that purdy ring. Gotta turn over chain for every team. Green and orange on my back, yeah, the foreigners back. I'm scoring while you roaring like a lion getting sacked. ¿Qué pasó, papi? Tú no puedes conmigo. Argentino de principio, huracán en mi equipo. Got that passion like Sebastian when I'm rapping, that's a fact. Got that 7-6 jersey for the legend, one sack, yeah.
Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here.
We got some canes over here and we bout that. Solo D and them ballin' boys, yo, we got that. No good chillin' in the cut, hard rock pack. And if you hatin' on them canes, better stack. It's the state of the MIA. The U is back, what them haters gotta say. Them hurricanes, we be ballin' all day. Turn over chain, got the people going crazy.
No whoop whoop, it's the sign, so you know who it is. They counting finals ballin' like the U up in here. Gold teeth, grillin', chillin', Solo D, what it is. We got the turn up chain, gang up in here. Cause it's a UM thing, orange and green is the gear. We coming to you HD, so it's crystal clear. So put them U's in the sky, don't stand and chill. And let them know if they don't know we got some canes up in here.
Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Get some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here.
Canes, we be ballin' all day. Canes, we be ballin' all day. Canes, we be ballin' all day. Them hurricanes, we be ballin' all day.
Who that?
So low, so low, so low, G. So low, so low, so low, G.
Yeah, we about to go live.
You ain't slow down.
Act like you got them skate. 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 Go live, I'm finna go live. 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 Go live, I'm finna go live.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Canes and building, man? We done won this thing, man. Real quick, I've been seeing y'all in the chat. Y'all been getting it in already. Big shout out to my big time producer, Big Ellen, the producer in the building. Let me see. Here we go. Hey, she out of class. She said, "Let's go, coach. Get up that cane juice. We got a shit to put on." Well, I'm on the cane juice. It is what it is. We gonna make it happen. I see them boys fired up. It's a total different light than it was these past couple weeks, man.
Ole, 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 ole. Ole, 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 ole.
Oh,
ole,
man.
Ole, ole. Coach, hey, Coach, what I tell you, hey, we are who we thought they were. 18 ain't, hey, what I said today, Coach, what I called today, Coach, 50-50, hey, call me a fool in love. Y'all heard me?
Haitian Allen. I love hard.
I love it, man. Look, we balling out here, man. These boys out here, bull pride. One shout out to Kim. Shout out to number 24. Pretty much sealing the deal, man. Lenore's, everybody in the building, man. Everybody super fired. I'm giving people a little bit of time. Oh, look at this. We got one little dude, and Anthony Morale. This video is too long. Anthony, I've said this before. I do that video to give people time to get in the chat so YouTube can notify people that we going live so you don't miss any information. So if you don't like it, think about what time we come on. Wait about 5 minutes, dog. It'll be all good, baby. But other than that, we good to go. That's why the video is like that, as well as we supporting other artists as well.
Hey,
that.
Anthony,
but anyhow,
don't be a Devin Downer. Don't be a Devin Downer, all right? Not a Debbie Downer, a Devin Downer, Anthony.
I love it. I love
That's the sound of
it. We got
the
some
beat.
chains over here. Anyway, let me do this real quick so y'all boys can get loose. Big shout out, like I said, to Solo D. Big shout out to our sponsor for the show is Mr. Alex Tabio from Certified Home Loans. Hit him up 305-205-1697. He has anything dealing with home loans, certified home loan, anything like that. Check him out. First time home buyers. Information is in the description as well. Let's jump into this. Also, if you like to donate, super chat to that, as well as Cash App. Coach Hayes Football is in the building. 20K by 2022. That's what we're trying to achieve. Trying to get 20,000 subscribers by 2022. Let's get this thing rolling. V12. I want a one-word answer about the win only. One-word answer about the win.
Aggressive.
Balin.
Needed.
My one-word answer is about time. That's one long word. That's one long word.
Much needed.
Much needed. All right. Let me ask you this. We need that win. It was needed. It was a ranked opponent, number 18 in the nation. Like I said, I had a feeling we were gonna win this thing, man. And I think I may have won the pool. I may be wrong. V12 say 33-30. I said 36-34, but it was 1 point difference.
Yeah, but I was close.
I had to.
Yeah, V12 got that one. V12 got that one.
Hey, bro, I
gotta pay out the money.
He hit it right on the dot with a 30. That's where he gets
30.
it.
Yeah, I wanted to get out the field. I was like, man, get this field goal, and we'll be. Hey, we going daily double. Shout out Alex Trebek, rest in peace. Dun. I was trying to hit daily double on you, man.
I heard that, man. Anyway, let's talk about this because we already got 260 in the chat. Everybody hit that button, hit the like button, hit subscribe button. Let's get to 20.
Go follow your boy on the gram.
Yeah, man. So let's do this, man. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the opening in the beginning. I'll just start off. I'll let y'all kind of run with it. I thought it was very aggressive. I thought they did a very good job of attacking, right? And they came out gunning. They didn't run the ball, I don't think, at all, except TVD actually ran the ball, but I don't think Rooster got a handoff in that entire first drive. I thought it was very aggressive. And what I really liked the most about it was TVD was poised. He didn't come out, he's a freshman, he's starting. Oh, he got to get he shook it off. He came out, delivered the rock. What are your guys' thoughts on that point?
Yeah. That's what my word was. Let me put my bib on. My word was aggressive from start to finish. We had a game plan, and we definitely executed. Lastly, when your backs are against the wall, you got to come out swinging. And this goes to show that we do have a quarterback. TBD is the real deal. And we do have some receivers who are going to catch the ball and get open. And so and Knighton, to Bailey, I know Bailey, that's your boy. And I see what you're talking about now. He brings another dynamic to the team. He's a hard runner. He can catch the ball and he can scoop. So I thought it was aggressive, and we needed it. So all those words you guys express, into a long sentence, we can make a sentence out of it. And I'm glad that we fought till the end. We were competitive and we tackled today. Kitchens? Hey, play of the game, man. Play of the game. Because if he misses that tackle, it's a long night. So, hey, defense stepped up. They weren't perfect, but they stepped up.
Yeah, definitely. Real quick, before you give your part, Bailey, I want to give a shout out to Dono here. Shout out to Chef Forbes, man, former player of mine over there at Miami Norland, man. He says, great win and great effort. Shout out to V12 and my DC coach Hayes, man. Appreciate the $5. Let me give you a quick love. And Bailey, we're going to get your thoughts. All right, Balin, talk to us right quick. Talk to us.
Well, first, we just gotta smile for a second because that's our first win in almost a month. I think a little over a month, actually. So let's just take a moment of silence and just really reminisce the fact that we're talking after a Canes win today. All right. So look, here's the deal. You know what? You know what, man? After watching tonight, and I texted you, Coach Hayes, this, and we know in football, it's hard to explain. There's always that one team. There's just like that one team that you might be better than, even though I do not think NC State is better than Miami on a roster spot. I'm talking about just from straight roster. But there's always that one team that it's like you can't get over the hump. And for some reason, I felt the same way you did, Hayes. Even throughout the week, I'm like, I didn't get the vibe that Miami was going to lose this football game on Saturday. Why? Because the last time they beat Miami was in 2008. So, it's like a mental thing. Like, they played the whole locker room thing. I heard, the announcers say that NC State got word about Tyler Van Dyke's, press conference on Tuesday, which was freaking phenomenal. He shot his shot and he called it, right? He played the best game. Name another freshman quarterback that had a performance like this on this type of stage against a ranked opponent at the University of Miami. I'm talking about just a freshman. I mean, I know Brad Kai had some pretty good games. Stephen Morris might have had a game or two, but I'm talking about like the game. You just see the difference today. He was a lot more confident. It's almost like he saw the game himself. We didn't score 40 points like he called because we did it last year, but we still got the dub at the end of the day. Now, here's the thing. As I'm watching this football game, I'm honestly, I know fans in here might go crazy. I don't think Manny. I don't know. I don't think Manny's really the problem. I really don't. Rhett Lashley is the problem. And here's the thing: we keep getting overshadowed, and there's a reason why. I think Blake James is a joke, anyways. But he said it on Friday that he has no plans on getting rid of Manny Diaz, whether we like it or not. He kind of beat around the bush, but basically said the dude's going to be here next year, as long as he's there next year, unless they just fire him. But after watching today's game, there's one thing about Manny that I like, and it's the players like him. They just play for him. And you see it, they're on the sideline. They're all hugging each other. If you notice every single game, it's like he still seems to be a coach that they want to play for, even how terrible it's been. And I know people in the chat are not going to agree, but if you watch Rhett Lashley and what is being called, it's almost like you just want to slap the dude. And you even see Manny Diaz's face. They caught him in the drive before the final drive that we won, like looking at him like, dude, what are we doing? We're on the 10-yard line running inside zone on 3rd and 16, potentially going to win the game on that drive. It's like, and even the announcers are like, Miami just doesn't make sense to us. And I love those announcers. And I know you said it last week about those announcers. I like them again this week. They called it like it is, about Miami, about, the roster. They even said it. They said that this team is way more talented than NC State. They said that. They said Miami's team is way more, and yet we're talking about a 2-4 football team playing a 5-1 team that just came off a big win 2 weeks ago against Clemson, who again lost again today to Pittsburgh, who we unfortunately have next week. But at the end of the day, people are not going to like Manny Diaz. I'm still not a big fan, but what I am a fan of is the players and how they played for him. But Rhett Lashley is a big problem. I don't care if we put up 31 today.
All that sounded great until you lost me with that Manny Diaz stuff. But I love it, man. That's your opinion. I get it. It is what it is. Big shout out to Brother J Blaze 499. Still no confidence in Manny Diaz. Love to win. I hear what you're saying. To me, yeah, he has veto power. He got a headset. He could tell him, hey, he could talk to his coordinator, right? He get on the headset.
He don't know offense though, man. You know that. He is.
You're a football coach. Situation. I'm not saying he had to call it. But what I'm saying, he could say, hey, Rhett, I need you to be aggressive here. We got to get this thing down the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, as the head coach, it is what it is.
Name a better play call on 3rd and 16, hit a tight end down the middle on cover 0. Go.
Yeah, I'm glad he called it.
That was the best play call he ever made in his entire life, right there.
That
might have been Manny Diaz.
You said it right the first time. I'm glad he called it. That's what I mean. Not called it.
Well, I'm glad he called it and caught it and caught it. But go back. I was in. Hold on, but I'm in a text group, and I said no one can tell me different. Nobody can tell me different that the drop balls we've been suffering, and this is not a knock on King. He's delivering the ball, but it's something about the delivery of the ball from TVD and even Jake Garcia is different than King's balls because we're not dropping these balls. We're not dropping the ball, bro. We're not dropping the footballs.
But
you were right. I don't see many drop balls.
But some of the balls are like duck, like your mama could catch some of them passes that TVD throwing. Like he putting them there, dog.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but some of the ones that King hitting the dude right on, they dropping them. Yeah, that's what I was just trying. But I'm trying to say there's something about
no. But who was dropping them?
Mallory.
Pope and Wiggins, particularly Pope
Harley too.
Harley has some drop, but we know Harley for the most part, he's been catching the ball. So come on now. No, come on now, coach. It ain't King. It's just
I'm just saying.
We got rid of the people who were dropping balls. They're no longer on the team. Now we got catch who gonna catch. Yes. Rambo. Hey.
Yeah, Rambo did a good job. Hey, that boy got a little swag with him. I thought he's gonna get a flag for the little shoulder juke in the end.
Let me just say this: 100-yard receiver, right? We get the job done. And let me tell you what I like particularly about Rambo. Even on his catches, the one where he got pass interference in the end zone, he looked that ball all the way into his stomach, and that's what's going on. They getting a lot of work. It seems like with TVD and the receivers coach, and they're really catching the ball with their hand. Mallory, hands. Arroyo, beautiful catch with his hands. So they're catching those balls with their hands. They're tucking and they're moving. Hey, listen. Hey, I'm calling. Hey, we going on the roll. We going on the roll.
Well, hey, that love to that.
You shooting your shot.
He's shooting his shot, and that love going. Hey, that boy gonna be in the divorce court talking about.
Oh, I think he forgot.
Maybe we was giving out all, baby.
Hey, listen.
You know what she gonna say? I want the house, the car, the furniture, the keys, the kids, the dog, and the picket fence.
Hey, Balin, Pittsburgh look good. Hey, but we still got to play them. Hey,
we still got to play them.
So that's how I roll till we get it.
Hey, that same team we beat last year. So
all right, well let's do it. Yeah, I don't know they're the same team, but look, they got some same
players.
People. Yeah, but they gotten better. Let me go to this piece of it. Let me talk about this. Let's get into. Hey, we talked about the start. Hold on.
Can I show you something? Can I show y'all something?
What you gotta show us, baby? Victory formation. I love it. Hey, ain't nothing like that. Yeah, that's the best play in the game right there. Oh! Let me ask you this. Hold on, go back. Move your head a little bit. Move your head. Okay, I'm gonna say, dog, we even messed that up. We ain't got nobody deep on victory, just in case, but we did. I ain't see Rooster back there. But anyway, let me ask you a question. So we start off hot, man. The first two drive, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And we kind of sputter out. Did you guys worry at any point? And I did. I worried that we kind of took our foot off the gas. And I'm gonna say this again. I still think we lack creativity offensively. Yeah, very little motion, if motion at all, to see what's going on. We just play the play. This is the call, line up and run it. Did you guys think that, we shot our shot. As they say, you shot your wad. We gave our best two punches, and that's all we got. Were you worried at any time when it came to that V12?
No, absolutely. I was, and especially to Balin's point, you know, lastly, is it me or we don't have a quarterback sneak when it comes down to 3rd and 1? I'm baffled by what's in our playbook. It's like we call the wrong plays at the wrong time. And I'm like, well, it's 3rd and 1. Get under center. The man is 6'4". Let's get the first down and let's keep going. So plays like that stall the offensive drive. The second thing is we also had a lot of penalties, a lot of pre-slap penalties that really slowed down a lot of our drives. But yeah, there was a certain point in time where the flow was kind of just it was a regular flow. We didn't have any energy. We didn't have a lot of bounce to our step. And it just seemed like the momentum was on the side of NC State. So to answer your question, yes, I was worried.
I'm not sure what Balin doing. The dude be walking around. He's stuck right now, so maybe he'll get his Wi-Fi back on. But anyhow, I felt the same way. You know what I mean? We sputtered out. We didn't have any real creativity. Then I saw as we got later, We finally run a gap scheme play that people say our offensive line too slow to run and Rooster pop it for 9. Then we go right back to it. We go right back and run inside zone to get stopped. Again, I don't know what it is. Somebody says no reason to sneak. Yeah, on 3rd and 1, you got a big old quarterback like that. Why
That's
not?
the
Get the
reason.
push.
Yeah.
We got 345-pound offensive linemen,
Guys,
all that kind of stuff.
guys,
Come on, man.
if you're saying that, listen, every team, if you watch any football team in America, at least 2 or 3 times the quarterback in the game is sneaking the ball. We at the goal line, it's a 3rd and maybe it's 3rd and 1 for the first down and 2 for the touchdown. And we in a shotgun formation, that makes no sense. Another play, middle of the field, 3rd and 1. What are we doing here? We have to be able to put him under center to get a half an inch. We need that. So we need it. We've never ran it, and we need it in our repertoire to get. I understand you want to go quick, but we also slow it down, get the first down, then go quick again. We shoot ourselves in the foot, and that's what Bailey is talking about. What coach is saying, creativity, we lack it.
Yeah, we lack a lot of creativity, man. Real quick, hey Bailey, if you get kicked out, man, they're about to kick me off, man. When they come to that signal, I don't know what you got to do. Put some foil on your phone or something.
My car, so it
It said Mo $5. Love to win. Lastly, need to use the tight ends more. Again, I don't know why we don't use Arroyo more, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna give you guys love when we kind of get a break or we change up segment. I'll do it one time instead of each time, man. But what's your thoughts? Do you think we kind of stalled out a little bit from the 2nd and 3rd quarters?
You know what? It's so weird because when I'm watching this offense, I actually didn't. Man, I didn't worry so much about the offense. It was more I was worried more about the defense. I mean, they looked so good, and I felt like at some point I didn't know if they were going to gas out. But as far as the offense, I think the play calling changed a lot. And like you said, I loved the first series, and then the deep shot to open up the half was probably my favorite. I mean, the fact that you threw a 60-yard bomb to start the second, I mean, that just shows you, like, okay, we had some type of urgency, and I love that. In the middle of the 3rd quarter, we did the tempo offense. We scored every drive that we scored touchdown. We did the 2-minute offense, and that was what Tyler Van Dyke was saying last week in the press conference. He's saying if we start fast, we score. We can easily score. That's why he felt like we were gonna blow out NC State today. I don't understand Rhett Lashley's thought process here. When he has a lead, it's almost like he's so scared to keep going because he wants to protect it. And as we all know in football, when you play to win, you usually lose. You got to keep going because at some point you're going to find yourself behind, and that's what we did a couple times. So that I wasn't really worried offensively. I was frustrated with the play calling because, again, we'd go one drive, be very aggressive, and then we go the next drive and we do inside zone 3 plays in a row and end up punting the ball. So what I was more concerned about, more so, was the defense, how great they were playing. I texted you, was like, this looks really good. I was so worried that at some point it was just going to break because of how much energy they exhausted in the first half and how great they were playing. But they kept it on the whole time. I don't know what happens. Again, it's one of those nights where you're like, wow. Once you look at, like, don't look at the score. You look at the stats. I guarantee we dominated this football game, other than the deep shots that NC State did at the end of the half and kind of towards the.
Yeah. Hey, big shout out to Baylor. Get him off the line, man. That dude tripping, man. He all over the place. That dude got cars running. He in the dark. I tell you, he be trying to help my man out. He be tripping on his V12. I don't know what happened, man. Stuff all bad. DT, tell me what the ever is Baylor talking about. The Demons allowed 30 points. Well, I'm going to say this, man. In college football today, you're going to give up 20-something odd points, man, and all that. You know this cat right here, don't you, V12?
Cole Pepper, shout out Cole Pepper, man.
Man, big shout out to Cole Pepper. You're a big Florida State fan. It ain't your fault, Cole Pepper. You know what I mean? You just were born at the wrong hospital, I guess, man. We got to help you out, man. But big shout out to you, Cole Pepper, man. All love, baby. But anyway, let me get this thing going. Hey, Balin, if you can hear us or whatever, man, you got to get in the light and you got to sit still. You got all that noise going. It's messing it up, dog. So get in the light, get still, or whatever the case may be, because your signal is terrible. Anyhow, let's get into this part of it, man. So we get down on that last stretch. As I look at it, we in the stretch. And some people alluded to it or even said it in the comment section, right? We got lucky on some drops. Big L88 dropped 2 gangster balls. And that's something else I don't see that we do. I don't see us do any type of drag concepts over concepts. You know what I mean? I don't see any of that kind of stuff. So what happens is I think that's the perfect kind of call for a cat like Restrepo, right? Where he can catch the ball on the run and get moving. You know what I mean? Because he tough as nail do. Like that was a great almost catch he had. I mean, he sacrificed everything for that ball when he dove for it. What do you think? Of course, we know outcomes can always change, and what if, like they said, if was a fear. But I think if that dude catches those balls right, it definitely change this game, and we might be talking about a 2-point loss with a field goal.
Absolutely. I mean, it says better to be lucky than good, and that rang true today for us. It was a ton of drop balls from an NC State perspective, and it was just a night for NC State to not catch the ball. It happens in the college football, happens in the NFL, and so especially number 88. I mean, sometimes the next play, sometimes people can't erase the previous play, and it kind of carries into the next play. And for him, he wasn't really a big part of the game in the beginning. He got a couple opportunities, he dropped the ball, and it went downhill from there. And there were a couple other guys who dropped balls too. So yeah, I agree. The drop ball did aid in the win for us tonight, but we'll take any way we can get it.
Yeah, again, that's part of ball, right? That's part of ball. Let me go back to a piece that somebody just brought up in regards to the fake punt. Real Deal says NC State's fake punt was nice. It was nice, man, but we had to be prepared for it. And I got I got a one-liner with my boy Streeter from Footballville. We do your mama jokes. I told him on the chat when that happened, I texted him. I said, Footballville mama hell so fake. She called it Wolfpack punt. I'm here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we got 5. Hey, man, we just having fun with it. I know it wasn't funny. It was corny, but I had to get my man. Listen, we got 530 in the chat. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, man. We try to get to 20,000 before 2021. 2022, man. So y'all check us out. Anyway, let's go to this before I open up the phone lines. I want to hear the people talk. They talking about my bad, guys. All right, I'm back. I'm back. So anyway, let me ask you this before I open up the phone lines. Apparently, did Manny Diaz buy himself some more time, or if he wins out, does he solidify the win? Even though you brought up something about, or maybe that was Balin that brought up something about the about Blake James not firing him.
No, I mean right now I think he's safe. I don't necessarily think he gets fired in season. I mean it has to go really really bad. But again, Coach, in the beginning, I said this and I stand by it. I didn't think we competed well in the first few games. And I think now our backs are against the wall and we have to kind of come out swinging. We're competing a lot better. And so Manny, whatever he's doing to get these guys motivated, or the players want to be motivated, I think Balin is right. I mean, I think he's a player's coach, but players also want results as well. So I think he bought himself some more time through the year, unless it goes crazy. Unless we get blown out the next couple games, I think he'll be around to the end of the season, and they'll make some decisions on the future of the coaching staff and Manny Diaz.
Yeah, real quick. All right, I see Balin here in the background. Let me see what your thoughts on this is. Do you? I'm gonna ask you this, and I'll bring Balin in as we saying this. Do you, V12, feel that? Because a lot of people still don't trust Manny Diaz, and Balin apparently says Manny Diaz ain't the problem. Do you have different thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, Manny Diaz, Manny Diaz is the problem because he is the head coach, and just like anything else, when a football team is not doing well, by and large, you blame the quarterback, even though it may not be the quarterback, it may be the receivers. So Manny bears majority of responsibility. Now, you said it right, Coach. You were a head coach. If Manny don't like the play, he calls alternative play. You know what I mean? So everything runs through him. And then particularly the defense, which has been struggling, he came out to coach the defense. The defense ain't doing well. So Manny gets a lot of the blame. Yeah, Rhett Lashley may get some, but for the most part, Manny Diaz should get majority of the blame because he's the head coach.
All right, real quick, I see you stop talking. I can hear Bailey, your connection killing it right now. It's throwing the whole thing up. I'm trying to bring you in.
Guess I'm on solo. Callers, listen. Go ahead and call in. Put in the chat. Do you feel Manny Diaz? I'm still here, Coach. I'm having to hold it down for you. I don't know what's going on.
Hey,
They in that doggone connection, man.
Hey, I had a part, baby.
Yeah, I gotta do something. You killing me. All right, here we go, man. Let's get this thing. You can't move no more, dog. All right, here we go. Big shout out to Norman.
So my wife gets here. Hey, you know what's crazy? I had to leave her house because I wanted to watch the game by myself without getting too animated.
I heard that. Big shout out to Norman, $10. He said, "What's up, gentlemen? Seems as though someone other than Manny was calling the defense. Things seem less catastrophic." I want to respond to that. I have to say this. I said this in the pregame show, but this is what I saw taper off. We did an excellent job getting to the ball, right? And I'm not going to say that jerseys make a difference, but the jersey makes it more noticeable when you see all those black jerseys swarming on people, right? I'm just talking about how noticeable it is, how many people are around the ball. And that is what I said before. For those who weren't on here, like I said, we got 518 in the chat. I was talking about this week, I was watching the Canes Freak 2001 where they show all the old Kane videos. And they made some of the same mistakes we making, but how they erased them was getting to the football. Man, I'm talking about it's 8-9 dudes to the ball. At the point of attack, it's 6-7 cats to the ball, right? But when I'm looking at it from a coach's perspective, yeah, they still made some of them same mistakes we see. A guy sticking his head inside. But how they erased it was getting to the ball. Them first two drives defensively, we did that, and then you see it start tapering off. So I don't know, Norman, I don't think anybody else was calling it in my perspective. I just think that was the pregame speech to the defense was get to the ball. And then as the game goes on, like anything, you start tapering off. All you see my homeboy got tackled, and he didn't harp on that again. You understand what I'm saying?
It was definitely a point of emphasis in this week's game plan and tonight. We have to get to the ball. And it showed. There was still some missed tackles, but a lot less missed tackles than in previous games. And it worked out better for us tonight. So hopefully we can continue that and getting better, tackling better, getting back to fundamentals in the next game.
Definitely. Real quick, the Woods, $10. Appreciate you. How is mental specialty is defense? And we are one of the worst tackling teams in FBS. Yeah, man. You know, I heard a commentator saying he uses the Pete Carroll, Seattle, the tackling, you know, that gator roll where you tackle and roll around. I don't even see that kind of tackling out there. Sometimes a lot of that stuff is just coach talk. Bailey, go ahead. I know you got something to ride with. Go for it.
Well, Hayes, I think you answered that question last week, and I agree with 100%. At some point, the players have got to play. I mean, like I highly doubt that you've got 4 or 5-star athletes, which again, stars don't mean nothing, but these guys are high-level athletes that they're taught just to hit with their shoulder or try to bounce. It's just the players aren't performing. It is what it is. So I don't think Manny is a specialty is defense. Okay, that's great. But at the end of the day, the players got to make plays. You put them in position. It's not like we're bouncing off tackles 10 yards downfield. No, sometimes we're in the backfield. These guys are getting loose. So they got to make plays. So it's not, it is Manny, but it's not. The players got to make plays. But let's talk about Mike Williams, though. The safety, number 0. That's probably one of the best football players I've seen in
James
a long
Williams?
time. Or James Williams? Number 0.
I'm like, who's James Williams? I'm like, who's real quick before you do it? Let me get it done. No, iPhone Kane $4.99 says, how can y'all think Manny deserve another practice? Better yet, finish the season when he ain't good blocking, tackling, or another basic thing. How, Sway? I don't know. iPhone Kane. I have no idea what you even. I'm kind of lost in even what you presented. But James Williams, man, he's a great football player. Like I said, I know people go, Coach Hayes, you say he a defensive end. You say he, again, I simply said that he's not a safety because they're going to find out if he can cover in man. And that's still the question. As 7 games into the season has not been answered yet. Can he cover man? Because they don't put him in that situation. This is not a knock on the young man. This is the reality. If you notice, his position says safety, but he's a low hole player. He's basically a Mike linebacker, right? So we can call him a safety. But that's not the role in which he's playing. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna do some final thoughts. My wife's about to come in the car, me, so I gotta. So, but I just want to say this, guys.
Upside the head.
Yeah, I gotta say this though, guys. We're literally, we're 5 points away from being 5-2 right now. So, it's as bad as it does seem. Virginia put a spanking on Georgia Tech today, a team that completely dismantled North Carolina. And then, again, guys, it is what it is. We're losing. Yeah, we're 3-4, but at the end of the day, we're literally 5 points away from being 5-2. And honestly, we're 3 drop balls away from being 6-1 against Michigan State. So, it's tough. But again, right now we expect those things because you're at the University of Miami. It's supposed to happen. You're not supposed to make those things. So, it does cancel out. But at the end of the day, guys, like, we still have a lot more games to play. We're halfway through the season. We still have, potentially how the ACC is playing. Syracuse just beat Virginia Tech. So we just don't know how it's all going to play out. But at the end of the day, we got to be better at tight end. They even called it on the announcement. Well, Mallory can't block for his life. I mean, the guy even said you can't put him in space. It's almost a laughable joke, and he made a great catch at the end that kind of makes you forget about that. But at the end of the day, I still remember the play. We did inside zone. We had a gash. He had a hole, and he just completely whiffed it. It was like embarrassing. Love Arroyo. I think he needs to get more balls. He got one ball. He almost took it to the house. He's supposed to score on that. Sorry, he is. But he got pushed out of bounds on some weak stuff right there. He's supposed to score on that. But great play call on 3rd and 1. But like I said, we got to get better. But like I said, it's not where we shouldn't be. We should be happy right now. And I think if we somehow pull together and beat a Pittsburgh team on the road, this season can turn around. So that's just my thoughts.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. I know your wife coming on. I don't want her to beat you up, man.
Hey,
you'll be watching
I will be
Kings.
on next week, Hayes, on pregame and postgame. I'm saying it now. So be ready for some trash talk.
Hey, let me ask you a question though. Before you go, what would have been your prediction for today? Be honest. What would have been your score? Don't try to don't money. No, I did.
No, I do. I said this.
Can you hear him?
No, I can't hear him. Your sound went out, Balin. You may have hit the mute button.
Go ahead, say it again.
Can you guys hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, you must hit the mute button or something. Go ahead.
31-21, Miami.
Okay. So you would have been off too. So you lost too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Baylor, man. We appreciate you, dog. We're finna get these phone calls rolling. And we rocking and rolling, man.
All right, man. Take
it
easy.
Man. All day,
all right, all day.
All day.
For sure.
All right, here we go, man. So we got this going. Let me go ahead and pop these phone lines open. I know y'all want to talk. They are restless. I want to talk on the phone, coach.
Let's
I want to talk on the phone. With a phone line open, it ain't ring yet. So what's the deal? We got 536 in the chat. We should at least have 500 likes.
Coach,
come on. I know we might have 36 haters, but we should have at least 500 likes on this video right now. There you go. 901. They already calling. You understand what I'm saying? They already calling in this building. Let me see. We got a 901 area code. 901, talk to us. Give us your name and where you calling from.
Slim Shady out of Memphis, Coach.
Slim Shady, my man. What's going on, man?
Another day in paradise, boss. How y'all doing?
I'm good. Hey, talk your trash, my brother. Talk your trash. What you got to say?
Man, what that man just got done saying is exactly what I've been telling this fan base for 3 years. Yeah, these people want to run every coach out of town because they're not happy with this and they're not happy with that. They are 3 drop passes and 5 points away from being a one-loss team. And after this performance tonight, I better not hear nothing else about Jay Garcia the rest of the year. He can go sit on the bench. Keep it nice and warm.
So let me ask you a question, Slim Shady. Let me say this, and I'm going to tell you what the problem is. I think the biggest problem, and I understand exactly what you're saying, 3 drop passes, 5 points away. But I think what the problem with the fan base, and I'm on their side with this, besides the Alabama game, we are a much better team than those opponents. We should not even been in them situations about a drop pass. That's all I think I think that's the fan base's frustration, because think about what we brought back. Think about what we have. Think about how long we've been in this. And I knew it was a problem when we got into fall camp and we still couldn't identify the starting offensive line. I didn't say much, but I knew it was an issue then. And I think that's what the real problem is.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And you know what's caused that problem? The
Mhm.
University of Miami Hurricanes fan base. Why aren't these offensive linemen developed and we have a bunch of seniors? Because they've had 3 offensive line coaches in 4 years. That's why. Why don't we see this player develop, that player develop? Because they've had multiple offensive coordinators, 3, 4 offensive coordinators throughout their 4 years in college. That's
But
not
whose fault is that?
anybody up for the fan base.
No,
Well, actually,
man.
you know what?
That's Manny's fault.
I'll give them half the blame, and I'll give Manny and the administration the other half the blame for listening to these dummies.
Yeah, but that's their fault. You don't listen to fans. Listen, bro, fans don't make you make decisions, because if that's the case, if fans made you make decisions, Manny would have been fired a long time ago. What I'm trying to say is Manny can't crumble to what the fans want. If he feels that strong about it, then that's what he has to do.
Oh, I agree with you. He shouldn't, but I think he did. Because what's Dan Enos doing right now? Putting up 50 points a game at Maryland.
Well, he didn't today. You got smoked today, but I got you. I know what you're saying.
Well,
I'm just messing with you. I get it today.
They have looked very good for the vast majority of this year.
Yeah. But anyway, Shady, I appreciate your call, man. Thank you so much as always. And let me read this. Sir. Don't know. It's 5 something in the chat. I want everybody to get an opportunity to call if they can.
All right, boss. Y'all be good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. All right, real quick, man. The Woods, another $10 says, hang up, Shady. We haven't won one ACC title since we joined the ACC. Why? Because the admin is cheap hiring inexperienced head coaches. So, yeah, but like I said, I mean, I hear what he's saying, but on the flip side of that, this was the team. You know what I'm saying, V12? Yeah, like, this was the team where we're supposed to get over the hump. Like I said, preseason. The games that we won last year by a thumbnail are the games we're supposed to dominate. The 50-50 games are the games, we either win by a thumbnail or we lose by a thumbnail and not get blown out, because it should be some progression there. Real quick, talk to us. Caller 678 area code.
Good evening, Mr. B12, Mr. Coach Hayes. It's Kevin, Dallas, Georgia. How y'all doing this evening?
Hey, Kevin, man. Talk about the youth for me. Talk about the youth for me today, Kevin, because I know you got some good stuff for me. You're gonna say 12 was right.
I just don't want y'all to do one thing, gentlemen. Please don't be prisoners of the moment. Please. That's my only concern, because y'all's boy Braylon is like the guy that said, hey, my girl, she's good. She only cheated on me one time. Oh, my bad, she only cheated on me twice. Oh, my bad, she only cheated on me 3 times. But I'm going to take her back. So please don't do that with Manny Diaz, gentlemen.
Not at all. Not with Diaz, no.
And my question as far as to the fan base would be this, gentlemen, and that is, do you all want to ride this out as in, okay, 7 + 1, 8 + 1, or do y'all want to sink the battleship? What would you all think would facilitate Manny getting out of there? Sink the battleship or 7 + 1?
When you say clarify, when you say 7 + 1, meaning what? What do you mean? Like,
or winning 7 regular season games plus go to a bowl game, win that, and then hey, kumbaya. I mean, which one would you think is going to facilitate as far as him getting out of there?
I'll let you answer, V12, because I already got my answer, but I'll let you answer if you choose.
It's gonna be tough, and I'm not saying it's the right thing, but it's gonna be tough because by and large, James Blake seems to be, on his side. It's gonna take a catastrophe for him to be able to, for them to fire him, in my opinion, at the end of the season. But as long as the team is improving, I think he has a chance to remain longer, which I wouldn't agree with. But it has to be like you say, sink the battleship for him to be gone, definitely, in my opinion, by the end of the season.
Yeah, Kevin, I agree with that in the sense of our man right here, DT, says never fire a coach during the season. And it's hard to fire Manny Diaz right now in the middle of the season because the kids are playing hard, or the players, rather. They're playing hard. They're tough games. They're close games. I agree. I still think he's not the one to right the ship. But here's back to what I'm saying. I have to say this. and this is where I kind of agree with Balin a little bit. I would rather, I know this, Lord have mercy. Let me slap myself first. If we're not going to spend the money to go out and get better, and we're going to fire him and get equivalent, I'd rather stay with Manny Diaz. I have to just be honest. I would rather stay with Manny Diaz if we're going to go out and fire him and get the equivalent dude. You get what I'm saying? If we're going to go out and get a better, what we consider to be better and open our checkbooks to, then yes, I would want to fire him. But again, that is all predicated on how Blake James, what happens with his situation. And because he has, I guess, complete autonomy when it comes to the hiring and firing of coaches in the athletic department. So I'm going to say this. If we're going to just say, for example, we're going to go out here and fire Manny Diaz and go get the assistant football coach from Wake Forest, I'd rather just stay with Manny Diaz because at least it's the devil you know versus the devil you don't know, right? And we know it could be worse. But if we're going to open the book and go get somebody else, then let's do this, kind of like they did Ed Ogeron. Hey, man, that one blowout game that we get, we're going to go ahead and fire you, mutually separate at the end of the season, and call it a day.
Yeah, and that's a good point. But with LSU, the AD had he made that decision, and they made it an amicable situation to kind of say, hey, everyone knows that he's gone. We don't know if Blake James really has that type of if he's that type of confidence in Manny to be like, hey, go to Manny and say, hey, Manny, look, at the end of the season, this is going to be it for you. I don't think he'll do that to Manny because that's he feels a different type of way about Manny. Manny not winning the games, but Manny needs to be in that same situation as Ed, because Ed won a lot of games and he won a national championship, and they told me he got to go. Manny hasn't done any of that, and he's still they're hemming and hawing about we don't know. We're going to still evaluate him, evaluate the coaching staff. It's supposed to be, hey, look, at the end of the season, same thing, like Coach O, you got to go.
Yeah, man. Kevin, as always, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. We got a lot of people in here tonight, man. We got 560 on here, man. So I'm trying to give other people opportunity to call in from Dallas, Georgia.
As always, a pleasure to speak to y'all, gentlemen. Continue doing what y'all doing. Enjoy the pregame. Hey, as usual, enjoying the postgame. Y'all take care and be blessed.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Take it easy.
All right, man. Big shout out to long-time caller, man, and watcher, subscriber, Kevin, man. Big shout out. Dontavius Thomas, thanks for the $5. He says, Shady talking about we a couple of passes from being 5-1. North Carolina State, a few drop passes from us being 2-5. Oh, my God.
That's the reverse of it, right?
One plays. Listen, man, y'all tough. And that's how the game of football go, man. Great comment.
That's a great analogy. Yeah, he's right about that. Right about that.
We got a 202 call. I believe I already know who that is, but it seemed like he hung up. I'm not sure. We go to give him a try back. But anyhow, the phone line is open. I don't know what happened to this dude, man. I think that's my brother Jay Blaze, if I'm not mistaken. Brother Jay Blaze, try to call back in if you can. I believe that was you. But anyhow, that's
so Coach, question for you though. So Coach O on the market, what we do?
No.
Is that better? Is that equivalent?
No, he could hold that tiger right there in Baton Rouge. That's what he could do. All right, we got us a call on the line, 404 area code. That's in the Atlanta area. Give us a talk to us, man. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, man? It's Tony, first time caller.
All right,
Tony.
Y'all clap it up, first time caller. What's going on, Tony?
Well, so I'm gonna make a statement, and then I got a couple questions for y'all.
Sure.
But for one, I want to say this: I'm not a Manny supporter or on the fence or whatever you want to call it, but I will say that the fans quit on Manny Diaz, but the players never have. Players ain't never quit on Manny. So he might not be. He may not be the greatest coach, but he do got Miami at his heart, and he a good recruiter. And with that being said, if he don't get a defensive coordinator, he fires
his ass. Okay. So that was your statement. Now, what's your questions?
That's a good observation, though. Good observation.
Yeah.
My question is this. So explain to me how, like, every time, like this third down, we always blitzing. And if we don't get back there to the quarterback, the middle wide open every time. Can you explain to me why that's the case?
You ready?
Yeah.
Because we always blitz the middle defender and we don't replace them, which happens to be Bubba Bolden or James Williams. They're the low hole defenders. We blitz them and we don't replace them with anything else. That is why it's always open. But because luckily luckily Bubba Bolden got home finally, 1 out of, I don't know how many times they've run that blitz. I'll just say 1 out of 10. So that's a 10% chance that blitz is going to work. So when he blitzes from that depth, there's a vacancy in there. And you got to remember, Bubba has to navigate through that traffic in order to make that play. So not only he's blitzing from depth, he's also has to blitz from, navigate through the bodies flying, as we call it, the trash in coaching, all the trash that's coming out there. So, and we don't do a very good job blitzing off the edge. We only blitz our inside backers. And we only blitz our safeties. So our blitz packages are primarily from the middle. So typically wherever you blitz from is where you vacate from is going to be open.
This is a great point, Coach, because if even in a couple of, you take a look at a lot of games, we don't do a lot of corner blitzes like we used to do when Tracy and Bandy was there and all those other fast cornerbacks, and we don't do it. So with Williams, a couple of times he didn't get home a lot either, and a lot of times they picked up the blitz. So he's going to have to work on getting in, like you say, through the trash coach and getting into the quarterback, because a lot of times he would stop. One time he came in high. I know he's the big dude, but he's still young, but he got to get down lower to get to these quarterbacks. So once they blitz, it's a big gap. And right there, right over the middle, people make their living over the middle. They eat on our defense over the middle.
Yeah, and that's why I said them drags, all that kind of stuff is always open. And go ahead. You said you had another question?
Yeah, one more question, man. Like everybody always say fire Manning. I'm not opposed or for it or whatever, but I do believe, if you propose if there's a problem, you got to come up with a solution instead of just saying what. So if you're going to fire Manning, I know y'all probably don't talk about this before, but I haven't heard it. But if you're going to fire Manning, who are you going to replace him with? Like, you can't just say fire Manning and replace him with who?
I totally agree with you. Carla, what's your name again?
Tony.
Tony. All right, Tony. I totally agree. I've always said this on my show. I'm not sure how long you've been watching, but I've always said this on my shows. You cannot present a problem without a potential solution, right?
Right.
So if you want to fire Manny Diaz, who is the potential solution? Not necessarily it is the solution, but you can't say, I want to fire Tony. Okay, well, who are we going to replace Tony with? I ain't thought about that yet. I just want Tony gone. Because now that's telling me you're making because to me that says you're making an emotional decision. I've always said, and again, because I don't know, I'm not inside, I don't know the thought process of the admin. And so I'm saying if the checkbook is open for me, my hire, I would go highly after Lane Kiffin. That's my opinion. We're going to talk about it. Me and Host, we're going to probably break that down. That would be my choice in it. But if we're not going to open the playbook, I have to be honest. If we're going to go get the same type of coach, the same guy under the same type of pedigree or the same type of thing, just keep Manny Diaz here. To be honest. V12, your thoughts?
No, I absolutely agree. I know we spoke about it, last week a little bit, and I have a couple of coaches in mind. We'll see how this NFL season goes, but I got a couple of coaches in mind who I think we said we could throw the bag at, and they'll love to be down there in Coral Gables.
I tell you, man. Well, Tony, man, I appreciate you calling in, man. First time caller, man. Everybody in the chat, clap it up for him, man. Thank you. And you're more than welcome to call back any other time, bro.
Take care.
All right, thanks, man. All right, real quick, man. I think Brother Jay Blaze was trying to call in. Y'all guys call in real quick. Don't know. Big Q, $5. Appreciate you. He says, Coach, no, should be considered hire as a recruiter or defensive line coach only. Somebody said that he was going to take some time off anyhow from that. Like I said, I'm not enthused about the hire. I just think personally, hold on, Carl. I just think personally that the moon, the stars aligned for him for the great year he had. If you look at his coaching record in the past, never been anything exciting, and I get that. And I think part of that problem is he doesn't specialize on one side of the ball or the other. Hasn't been a coordinator, you know what I mean? Just a guy that's got opportunities, which is great, but he has to rely on coordinators for his success, you know. Meaning when Joe Brady decided to leave, and Lord, I forgot the guy name that left and went to Baylor. When he decided to leave, he basically got to start over and try to make 2 great hires again. And that's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts on Coach O just briefly. Caller, talk to us. I know this is that DC number, baby. You understand what I'm saying? Talk to me. I already know who this is.
What's up, Coach? What's up, V12?
We here, Blaze.
What's going on, man? I'm
here.
gonna this win to the next game. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna enjoy this win to the next game. But I'm happy. Everybody happy for the players. If we happy for the players, I want to make it clear that if we happy for the players, we want them to get developed and get taught properly. And that's not happening. So we got to be happy all around the whole picture. You got to look at the whole picture of the players, because you doing them an injustice with a coach that's not developing kids. Mm-hmm. But I'm happy for the win, you know. But remember, look at our record. Our record, what's our record right now, V12?
3-4, brethren.
3-4.
3-4.
We talk about this when we play Alabama, North Carolina, Virginia. I mean, was we so excited, or was we excited when we beat Appalachian State or Central Connecticut? I mean, come on. I mean, look at the big picture overall of the program. Don't just get caught up on the win of one game. And you gotta see if you was watching the game completely today, you shaking your head on a lot of things.
A lot of things. I agree with that.
The play calling,
the timeout.
I mean, it was a lot of things. Like I'm shaking my head because this all falls on the head coach. He's running it. Mm-hmm. He's running it. It ain't got nothing to do with the OC. He's running it. That's his team. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I don't want to take away from the win. The players was astounded. They was happy in the locker room, you know, for a win, beating a team that's in the top 25, which was a close game by 1 point. You know what I'm saying? But a win is a win. I take the win all day, every day. Now, the problem is consistent winning. That's the problem. And the problem is an athletic director not making the right choice in leadership, being unsuccessful. We already 4 losses into the season. We talking like we only got 1 loss. I mean, come on. I was very disappointed watching the game, but I'm very happy for the win. That's
of course
how I feel.
Yeah, Blaze, it wasn't a mistake-free game. I mean, we still have a lot of areas that needs to be improved on. I'm absolutely right. But you have to remember too, and I'm saying I agree with your point, that Blake, is it James Blake? He said that he wants to take a look. Blake James. He wants to take a look at the entire coaching staff to make the best decision possible for the program. So we're going to see if that's what he's really going to do, or if it's just lip service. Because I agree with you, we have to go from development all the way down. And if they're not improving, they're not getting better. We have to make a move sooner than later in order to build this program back up. And if it takes having that program built up without Manny Diaz being there, I think that's what has to take place. And that's just the bottom line.
Love it, man. Well, real quick.
Just put somebody over football operations. Blake James just can get out. He can go with Julio Franks. They can go in another building and they can do whatever they want to do, raise money, whatever. But put somebody over operations who's totally in control, has the rule to hire and fire and do whatever he wants, and has total control of the football operations. That needs to be done because Blake James don't know nothing about football.
Yeah, and most ADs don't, right? Unless they just into it. Like I said, man, this whole thing is a big crapshoot. But Brother Jay Blaze, As always, I appreciate it. Like I said, we got 551 in the chat. I know it's jumping right
Oh,
here.
no question.
And matter of fact, this dude right here, all day, every day, the you, he been wanting to call in. He has some comments. I definitely want him to call in. I know it's about a 10-second delay. So start calling right now. I definitely want to hear what you got to say, man. You have some spicy comment. And Coach Hayes like that stuff. I like spicy. I eat nothing
Enjoy
but
the
spicy
win.
food.
Yeah, we're gonna enjoy it. Blaze, take it easy, man. I'm surprised. Hey, Blaze, I'm surprised you're not in the city today, man. How was homecoming? Surprised you ain't out having a good time.
Hey, man, like I said, man, you know, I'm going through something with my family, and it's rough with my mom. You know, it ain't looking good with that situation.
Okay.
I'm sorry to hear that,
But
man.
I'm just hoping to get better. I'm praying that she makes it to the end of this Christmas.
Definitely, man. Well, we got you, man. We got you in prayer, bro.
Hang in there for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All love.
All right. Yeah.
All right, real quick, man. I hope all day, every day that you call in because he got a little spicy. I like that kind of stuff. I want to see what he got to say. And Slim Shady Kane says, you missed my super chat, Coach Hayes. If I did, I apologize. Just type in what it said. I apologize if maybe I didn't. Nope, that's Big Q. That's far back to let me go, man. I apologize if I missed it, man. Like I say, it's 500-some people. Them things rolling in kind of quick. So I'm leaving the line open for all day, every day Canes. Oh, yeah, I hope that's him. 334. Where's that?
Can't remember.
We get on this line here. But anyway, caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you're calling from.
James Tate, Montgomery, Alabama.
Dang, what's going on? You're not all day, every day to you, are you?
All day. They call me the Bama Cane down here, me and my homeboy.
Okay, I thought that was your. I just making sure that was your name in the chat section. That's all.
Oh no.
Okay.
That was me in the chat.
All right, talk to us, man. What you got to talk? What's up? Talk to us.
I watch y'all every week. I like the job y'all doing. I'm with you. If we're not gonna go get an elite coach, we need to keep Manning. But I just don't understand, like why it took players to get injured. For us to get these young boys in here, they look like they hungry. Of course, they're going to make a few mistakes, but just the intensity that they bring, on the field, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I ain't seen the defense fly around like that all year long.
All year. And they only did it for the first 2 series, and that's it.
That's it. So, I'm like, man, it's like we got the players, we got the talent, but it's just like the little thing that just killing us around here. And one thing, when I get hopped on here in Alabama is I'm surrounded with all the Crimson Tide. I think we need a new strength and conditioning coach because somehow, boy, when I look at, I'm looking at SEC country, then I look at our boy, they look like they're still in high school.
You're right, dog. You're right.
But if we're not going to get rid of Manning, I think Blake need to go. Somebody need to pull the cord on Blake.
Sure enough, man.
But now you want to come out and talk after you done got called out all on college game day and everything. You know what I'm saying? I think we might need to start with him.
Hey, like I said, it is what it is. I'm all for it, man. Like I said, if we're gonna do it, let's do it. If we're not gonna do it, then just stay where we are. We know what we got, right? If we're gonna get I feel to be a middle of the road type dude, then why change the car if you're used to it? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it can get better. Maybe it can't. I don't know. But why go through all that? Now you
exactly.
By the time, he got to learn the players. He got to get his recruits, all that whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. If you get the same type of dude. That's just my opinion. V12, anything you want to say about the caller question?
No, absolutely right. We look at this, there's a huge difference between the SEC and the way how they play the game. We say that they're physical down there. That's one thing we say about the SEC. Those teams are physical from top to bottom, even at Vanderbilt. So let's get some different coaches in there. Let's get some different views. And, we got a clean house from top to bottom. Let's do it. But I think it's going to be hard for James, for Blake to let Manny go. So it may have to be a package deal. To your point, caller, it may have to go. It may have to go from top to bottom. Everybody may have to go.
Man, I appreciate you.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. I got to get this thing rolling, man. So many people. We got 518.
Oh yeah. I'm just glad I finally got through. I've been trying for 4 weeks.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that. We trying to make it happen, man. We still on.
It's all good.
We still parking lot pimping over here. We ain't big time ESPN yet, but we gonna get there. Trust me.
All right, keep doing what you're doing, bro.
All right, appreciate you, man.
Have a good night.
Bye. All right, real quick. I said my last piece, and like I said, I love for that dude to call in. I like that kind of stuff because I believe dialogue is healthy. You know what I mean? It ain't no try. I just want to have a nice dialogue about the stuff he was spitting in the chat.
He won't call, man. That's called hiding in the chat. A lot of they like to hide in the chat, man. And when they hide in the chat, they won't call in.
But Jeezy with the $4.99 in the building. I appreciate you didn't leave a comment. And Slim Shady Kane, here you go. Since joining the ACC, Miami has fired coaches every 3.2 years. That boy done pulled out a calculator on y'all. All right, gonna stay the same if you keep on doing the same. Number 2, 4- and 5-star players don't come to Miami to be coached how to catch and tackle. That's what want to. Oh, that's want to quote you. That's correct. I appreciate it, Slim Shady. Thank you very much. And so I don't miss it, and I did miss it last time. Let me give you love, and then we'll definitely speak on it while we're waiting on the phone call. All right, real quick. We had an hour 6 right here. Real quick, what do you have to say about that? I mean, we pretty much talked about it already, right? We got our ideas of what we're saying is, look, this is my opinion. Now, I don't know if you got a different opinion. You're more than welcome to voice it. If we're going to fire Manny Diaz and go and get another Manny Diaz, then let's keep Manny Diaz. If we're going to open up the bag, like I had Alonzo Highsmith on here, Mel Bratton and Lamar Thomas and those guys, and Alonzo Highsmith said, we have money to do what we want to do. So if that is the case, then let's go get that dude. It's just that simple. If that's not the case, then let's stay where we are and do what it is. Vitor, you got any difference?
I mean, that's an excellent point he made. My thought is that, how long are you supposed to give a head coach if the program is not ascending? And I guess that's the fine line when you try to figure out if you want to keep a coach or you want to relieve a coach of his duty. Because again, this is Manny's 3rd year. Do we want to endure this for a 4th year? And you say, hey, we gave him 4 years. Let's move on. It's not like we fired him in his 1st year, or he would have been fired in his 1st year. This is his 3rd year going in his first, and we're regressing. So that's the tough point for me. What do you do, and how long do you give a coach? All the other coaches, Kelly, all the big time coaches that you see, it may take them a couple years to get their program up and running. Kelly at Notre Dame, you got Dabo, all these other coaches. I mean, even Lane Kiffin, he's at Mississippi, and he's doing pretty well. And so if he's winning, and that program is getting better, the players are getting better, so they're going to say, okay, he's winning, we're going to keep him. But we can't lose the players not developing and want to keep a coach in his 3rd and 4th year. It's going to be tough.
Definitely, man. Real quick before I get to this caller, Slim Shady Kane, another $5 says, to be clear, I never wanted Manny, but I gave any coach, no matter who, 5 years, especially first-time head coach. Like I said, tough. I mean, it's tough. Football is not the same. It used to be a 5-year deal. There's so much money involved. That's the biggest thing, too. So it is a little bit tough. The times and the climate is changing. Caller, talk to us. Thank you for being patient. Talk to us. Give us your name, where you're calling from.
Coach Hayes, what's up, man? This is Coach James from Orlando, Florida, my man. I'm up in Kentucky right now.
What's going on with you, man?
State. What's going on with you, man? But check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Manny has to be fired. And the simple reason he needs to be fired is because the players are not responding. Just because they go out and play hard 2 or 3 series doesn't show you that they want to play for him. They're just basically responding because Manny's loyalties lie to guys that's been around. I mean, you can take Leonard Taylor, for example. You should have played him against Alabama. you got to put guys in positions to be successful. And that's the problem that Manning has. He's not willing to put a guy in situations to be successful. And Miami's going to be a mediocre program as long as he's at the helm. Because, Coach, when you coached at Olympia High School, the reason why your teams responded was because of your attitude, the way you coach. The bottom line is the team is going to be who the head coach is. If the head coach is soft, the team is going to be soft. If the head coach is a stud, the team is going to be a stud. It's just that simple. It's called ration, meaning the team is going to respond to who's the leader. It doesn't matter who the coordinators are. It matters who the head coach is. And to sit there and watch that game, if NC State coach wasn't so arrogant and he would have punted and played defense, coming in with the top defense in the ACC, then Manning would have did the same thing he's done all year. He'd have ran the ball 3-4 times and punted. I mean, before the half, Manning was going to get the kickoff. NC State went down the field in 52 seconds and scored a touchdown. So with 2 minutes and 26 seconds left in the game, all they had to do is punt. That's all NC State had to do. But they tried to get cocky, and cockiness always backfires on you. You got to play the margins when you coach football. You play the margins. And the reason Manning needs to go, Coach, is because look at Willie Taggart when he was at Florida State. They didn't give him 2 full years, and they fired him. I'm not saying Miami's Florida State. I'm just telling you, when you look at the players, they don't respond to nothing but who he is, and Manning's a marginal coach. I've seen Pop Warner coaches have better game plans than Manning did.
No, I understand.
And my point that I would make, if you look at and I remember you mentioning this in the Alabama game when you did the post game. If you the defensive coordinator, there's no way you should be watching the whole game. No way possible. You the DC. You need to be these kids need to be coached up on the sideline. They're never getting coached up on the sideline. I haven't seen not one time have they been coached up on the sideline. Alabama, Josh Heupel was running, his offense that he runs at Tennessee right now. Alabama got caught 3 times on long plays because the safeties was out of position. You know who was over there in the safety's face when they got on the sideline, Coach?
Yeah, Nick
Saban.
That's right.
Nick Saban, first of all, he chewed their butts out. Then he coached them up. And he stayed right there and coached them. He didn't run back out there so he can watch what was going on. He was over there trying to fix what was creating the problem. And that's something Manning fails to do.
Yeah, definitely, man.
If you don't want to be the defensive coordinator, then you need to turn it over to somebody and let them be the defensive coordinator.
Coach Hayes will take it.
Yeah, they should hire you, Coach.
We'll make it happen.
They can give you $600,000.
Hey, I ain't going for cheap. I need $1 million, dog. What you talking about? $600?
Okay, go for $1 million, Coach.
I'm just playing with you, but
go for $1 million.
No, but for real, but Coach James, go ahead.
They gotta go. He gotta go, Coach.
Yeah.
He gotta
Coach,
go.
And Coach, I appreciate you calling, man. But you got to hit me up too, man. I know you said you in Kentucky. Are you still living in Orlando?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hit me up when you get back in town, man.
My girl lives in Kentucky, but I'll hit you up when I get back in town.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for supporting me too, because I remember you was one of the first game I coached. I remember seeing stand on the sideline by the end zone. I remember that. But I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
All
right,
day.
man. Love you, Coach.
Love you too, man. He bring up a very valid point. A big shout out to Dontavia. Many stays means no Zoe. Gotta progress progress our admin. No, I agree with you. I'm just saying if we're not gonna make those changes, let's not make those changes. But Coach James bring up very good points, man. In that sense of you got to do that. I'm gonna say this to you, V12. And I had a conversation. We're gonna wrap this deal up here in a second. I had a conversation with a guy. We were talking about Alabama again. And I was talking about coordinators. And I was talking about the formula Nick Saban uses is actually a pretty cool one. He gets big profile offensive coordinator names, usually former head coaches that are offensive minded. You know he's not going to have them for a long time, right? We can go back and start looking at, let's go backwards. Well, now you got Bill O'Brien, who's the head coach at Texans, Houston Texans. You got Steve Sarkisian, who's not a head coach. He was at USC and not a head coach at Texas. Go back to Mike Locksley, who was a former head coach, not a head coach at Maryland. You go back and back and back. But on the defensive side, gets a young protege dude. And I had a chance to look this up, and I want to be accurate when I look it up. Well, he gets a guy named Pete Golden from the University of Texas, San Antonio. I looked up Pete Golden's record at San Antonio. If we would have hired him, listen, bro, if we would have hired him, this fan base would have went nuts as a defensive coordinator. But what does Nick Saban do to be smart about it? He hires a guy that he can mold and coach. And then when he's not on the field, he can still teach. So I guarantee you how, because he's probably a good teacher in that sense. You understand what I'm saying? Correct. And so that's the same thing Manny Diaz, I'm saying, we got to kind of do in that sense. You understand? Does that make sense what I'm saying? You can't say everything.
There's a formula for that. And I thought I heard, was it someone that was saying that Manny Diaz, somebody, it was on one of the shows where they said they went up to Alabama and how they had everything structured. I mean, Nick Saban has everything structured from top to bottom. And it's a structure thing. It's an organizational structure. And it's almost, it's very business-like with Nick Saban. Very business-like. And like you said, he molds players, he molds coaches, and he's not afraid to mold them. And then they go off and they do decent. They're really, really good at where they go. And we have to have that kind of mentorship. I'm not sure what Manny Diaz is doing in the offseason, but who does he hang around, in the offseason to get better? They say iron sharpens iron. So what is he doing? What coaches retreats is he going on? Is he talking to Nick Saban? Who is his mentor? It'll be interesting to find out who is Manny's mentor as a coach. Who does he go to? And that'll tell a lot about Manny Diaz and how things are going to trickle down, or how things have trickled down to his administration, to his coaches, and down to the players. Yeah, exactly. Because for you made a great point. I mean, I know your history. You got under Coach Dunn, right? Excellent coach. And Coach Dunn helped molded you to become the coach. You got your other things, but you were under somebody who knew what they were doing and took the time, and you wanted to learn. And that's what happened. So, you see that. And I'm sure you may have molded other coaches who coach under you, mentor other young guys who probably went on to do different things. So I think mentorship, even though you're a head coach, you still need to be mentored.
Definitely, man. Everybody got to have that. But real quick, Shaka says Nick Saban can't coach himself out of a wet brown paper sack. And she said earlier, wow, Cole, you just understand that Nick Saban is a recruiter. I'm not understanding your comments. I would love for you to call in, since ain't nobody called in here lately. I would love for you to call in and kind of explain those things, because I would love to hear your take on that. Like I say, I love to hear what people have to say. But while we're waiting on her to call in, Andy Raphael, appreciate the $5. Says Manny needs help also because his assistants are good recruiters but not coaches, and the better players are the underclassmen. They can't get good reps. So, yeah, I mean, you got to get good guys around you. And that's what Coach Orgeron is actually suffering from, right? His supporting staff and injury bugs, right? His DBs are depleted right now. It's just, like I say, to win football games, the stars and the moon have to align perfectly for you to do it year in and year out. You know what I mean? I mean, just think about it. He's a guy who got a quarterback that was really a diamond in the rough. You got a young, innovative offensive coordinator in Joe Brady, who doesn't have a gang I actually coached against Joe Brady when he was a player at Everglades. And this dude in the NFL, I'm just talking about he's a young man. He's a young, innovative guy. You know what I mean? And so he brought some spunk there. And so those are the type of things you got to actually figure out. Hopefully this is the person right here. We got a 954 area code. 954. Talk to us. Give us your name. Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Coach Hayes? What's up, V12?
What's going on?
I'm actually calling from South Carolina, but I'm from Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention a couple things, man. Love y'all show, love what y'all do. Y'all very smart and very wise when it comes to the game.
Thank you.
But I did want to mention something that nobody's really talked about, but we talk about it every single week when we lose. The offensive line was night and day. Nobody's talking about that. TVD had an amazing game, but he had time to throw for the most part. Now he was pressured, all quarterbacks get pressured, but it was night and day when you're talking about in comparison to these other games, even with the patchwork offensive line and with a great defense on the other side of the field. The other thing that I wanted to mention, and I think a couple other callers were mentioning too, where they were talking about the thing that stuck out to me with Lashley, the thing I hated, and you've seen it as far as the level of our coaching, because a lot of people have been talking about the level of the coaching. You actually seen it on full display right before halftime when they scored in 50 seconds. What did we do right before that? We basically mailed it in. We went 3rd and 1, I formation. We've never run I formation all year. They didn't even know what the play was. It gets blown up. It looks like we wasn't even trying to score. We've been gashing them all the first half on pass plays. They couldn't cover any of our wide receivers. Our wide receivers was open every freaking play. And we run I formation and some other garbage plays. And then we hand the ball over to them and they score in 20 seconds. Because they're being aggressive.
Yeah, we played some young guys at corner. We played some guys that weren't even hardly on the roster. You know what I mean? Well, I'm talking about their first time showings. So they gave up some big things. But I have to say this about the offensive line. I do think they play a lot better. But I must say this. They saw a lot of 30 front, right? But when they did blitz, we got a lot into it. But you have to remember, it was a lot of only 3 down linemen. So now the fight is 5-on-3. So that you always kept hearing the commentators say, North Carolina State dropped 8, meaning they're dropping 8 guys in the coverage. That means only bringing 3. So if you notice, it was really 6-on-3. And then once the running back realized they got it under control, he would seep out on a little check down route if he had to. So that may be a part of it, but we're going to find out against Pittsburgh because they coming with it. I can tell you that right now. So, yes, optically, we did do better. Yes, we did. But when you peel back the layer of the onion, you got to be sure you know what you're looking at. Remember, they only brought 3 a lot of the times. You know what I mean? So, you got to be careful with that.
They looked real good today. I watched Pittsburgh. They played lights out. They look hungry. So we're gonna have a real test against them. The last thing I wanted to mention about the coaching, and I really, you're a great coach, so I would love your insight on it. I think you touched on it in a couple of your other shows, but where is the adjustment and also, for all the people that's like, oh, well, why you want to fire Manny? Why you want to fire Manny? The thing is I don't mind if you're not a perfect coach. I don't mind if you make mistakes. But what I'm looking for is progression. What I'm looking for is growth. If you don't have the answer, somebody has the answer. Damn it, I watch your show. You have the answers. So if I can get the answer from Coach Hayes' show, then Manny Diaz, who are you talking to? Or better yet, who are you not talking to? Because I'm watching the game, and like you just mentioned, I think earlier, like an hour ago, you said every time they blitz the safety. I think you mentioned on another show, why are you blitzing the safety when they got a blitz from 20 yards deep? That doesn't make any sense. You can see the blitz coming for one, and it takes longer to get to the QB. That's why we hardly ever get home. I think you said about 10%, which is correct. So, again, if you're seeing, on top of that, the other asterisk when we do that is we leave the middle open and we get gassed every single game over the middle. So are you watching the film? Are you watching the game? Are you in the game? Are you on the sideline? Who do you talk to? Who do you talk to? You are at one of the biggest universities in all college football. Who is your mentor, and who are you talking to or not talking to? Because
Man,
it's like
it's funny you said that. It's funny you said that, bro. I've asked that before.
It's like pride.
Yeah, but I've asked that before. Who is his mentor? Right? Everybody has to have a mentor, right? Everybody checks down maybe under somebody they went to, right? So even Nick Saban had Bill Belichick as a mentor. Those guys, they all still talk and bounce stuff. You know, believe it or not, coaches go on vacations with their families together, and the coaches slide off and talk ball sometime, right? So, you know, hey, man, so V12, dog, you know, the wives and the kids out there in the pool playing it. Hey, man, look, man, I was playing North Carolina State, and they was hitting me with this doggone twist stunt. I couldn't stop it. You know, that kind of deal, right? Somebody, you got to have those. You have to have those type of deals. But Carla, I appreciate you. Thank you, man. I can tell you watch the show a lot, and thank you for calling in. Really appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Hey, y'all have a blessed night.
All day. Appreciate it. All right, man. We're going to let him ride out, man. I'm going to cut these phone lines off. We about to get up out of here. Big quick last call. Let me take this thing down so the phone line is off. Shaka says, Coach, all I'm saying is Nick gave the NFL a try, so he bounced overnight because he wasn't surrounded with NFL coaches on staff who had the best talent in the NFL. At Bama, he has that luxury. Yeah, but he created that. And so,
he earned it. He earned it. I agree with you. He wasn't a good NFL coach. He didn't have the autonomy and the respect that he thought he deserved from NFL, from grown men who making millions of dollars. You could tell
he dude's making more money than he is.
Absolutely. So you could tell he wanted that authority. He wanted that power. So when he goes to Alabama, who, remember, they were in shambles when he took that job over, and I think he earned that right. So I mean, you know, he earned it. I mean, if you may not like his personality or whatever, but I mean, Saban is gonna go out and one of the greatest coaches to ever do this thing.
Especially in the college ranks. So what I'm saying is, you ain't got to remember, NFL is total different beast, right? Everybody can't do it, but everybody can't do college, right? I guarantee you take some these NFL coaches, they can't handle that recruiting and this and talking to mama. They so used to doggone dealing with 55 men. Told us 73 people with the not the walk-ons, but the
practice squad,
reserve players, practice squad. You know, it's even though it's the same sport, it's two different animals, right? And Nick Saban, I used to hear stories. They used to talk about Culpepper, how he used to talk about Nick Saban. He would go over there and say, "Hey, little Nick," that's what he would call the head coach. "Hey, little Nick." And for Nick Saban, old school dude, I don't think he could take that. Like he can't, you know, we grown men, but again, the players in the NFL have more power than the coaches. That's what people don't realize. If Tom Brady right now, right, would go and say, "Hey, I don't want such and such and such," think about it. Tom Brady, the reason Gronk got there. Tom Brady, the reason that Antonio Brown is there. Like the players have more power than the coaches. So it's a total different animal, but I do appreciate your comment, Shaka. Thank you so much. But anyway, let me do this, man. We about to get out of here. V12, as always, is 461 in the chat. At least we should have 400 likes, y'all. I'll take 61 people that's not a fan of Coach Hayes, but 400 of y'all, I know y'all fans. We should have 400 likes. It's free. All it is a click of the button. You don't even have to sign up. And with that being said, thank you all. We'll definitely be back here. We know Pittsburgh is up. Balin Trujillo say he'll be back too.
Hey, Coach, you never told what's the prize, man? How I'm gonna get what I need, man?
Oh, hold on. Let me hit my dog right now.
No, I thought you had a gift card for me, man, or something. I thought you had some Starbucks or something for me, man.
I got Starbucks. One. It's called Cash Out.
Oh man, I thought you were. Hey,
hold on. Let me tell you this.
No, I'm messing with you.
I'm dead serious. Tell me what gift card you want. I'm gonna present it to you. No, I'm dead serious.
No. Hey, the gift card I want, I can't say on here.
Oh, so a Starbucks gift card. That's what you want.
No, I don't know.
So you want a Starbucks gift card? No problem. I got you. So I'm gonna get you a Starbucks gift card.
No. No, we good though. Do what you need to do. You know what I mean? You can hold it for me. I collect at the end of the season, man. I'm collecting at the end of the season because I'm coming with some more.
Oh,
I'm on the
good,
road
man.
now. Hey, TBD. I think we got a good one in TBD. Develop them. I think we're gonna be all right. I like TBD, man. I mean, and you know, I was a Jake Garcia guy, but I can see what they see in TBD. I mean, I think he throws a nice ball. He stands tall. Got a little bit of wheels, and he got some toughness to it. And he also, you know, he got some confidence. And we need a little bit of
that in. He
got
no.
he got some brassness to him, and I would take that any day. And he backed it up.
Yeah, man, that's funny, man. But I like it though. I like him. I'm happy for his future. I'm happy for those young guys, man. I really am. I'm happy for all the players, to be honest with you. But with all that being said, we about to get out of here because I know we can always talk forever. Real quick, V12 point down there. Check out, if you're looking for anything dealing with home financing, check out our sponsor, Mr. Alex Tabio from Certified Homeler. His number is 305-205-1697. His email is also down there and in the description. Anything you got to do with maybe refinancing, VA loans, FHA loans, first hometown buyer, rental property, anything like that, holla at him. I guarantee he'll even answer the phone if you call. Pick up the phone, be serious, and check it out. Other than that, we good. We out here. We're going to let Solo D take us out. And again, in the beginning, we talked about it was a great win. At the end, we kind of got back into the Manny Diaz thing. But yes, celebrate a win. I tell people this, wins cure all problems for one night, right? Even if people, I'm saying this, just trying to explain, a win can even cure cancer for the night. You forget about all the woes in your life. Everybody happy, man. Right now, if you're in a bad household right now, everybody's celebrating because the Canes won. But when the sun come up, it's going to start back over again. Got to get back in the office. So with all that being said,
I want to say is
Ole. Thank you.
Ole.
And all I'm going to say is, get some Canes over here. I pressed the wrong button, y'all. My bad. There's some Canes over here.
Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's gang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's gang gang. Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's gang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's gang gang. Gang gang. Rep since a juvenile, I be where they throwing up using crowds. You know how that school get down, not taking no L's, we ain't losing now. Don't get it confused right now, I represent making these music sounds. They play me when they study in their dorm room, request me an Uber now. I be screaming Kane gang, across the world they be screaming out the same thing. We first to arrive and last to leave, we feeling a sense of capacity. You know I won't change while you asking me, be throwing this youth to the casket deep. Be all on the field like Sebastian B, rockin' Canes where I'm a fashion freak. Look, I be staying live, I don't pipe down. Ass down life, it's a lifestyle. Ain't like them other schools, don't confuse us. We the only ones that really throw the you up. But Canes fam turned up where you find me. Hit hard like I seen it go to Shanti. Try to reach a Manny D, they remind me that them Canes right back in they prime. Screaming out, Kane gang, Kane gang, Kane gang, Kane gang, Kane gang, Kane gang, Kane gang. You see him in orange and green? That's Kane gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's Kane gang. Kang gang, 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 kang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's kang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's kang gang. That's kang gang. That's kang gang.
So low, so low, so low, deep. So low, so low, so low, deep.
CWA. Kang gang.